And we know that healthcare workers have courageously worked to fight the virus and keep people alive. Today, a personal story from one of those healthcare workers. Paula Tutman introduces us to a COVID nurse who became a COVID patient and her fight to become a nurse again. Paula?
Hey, Karen, when I heard about this nurse, I knew that I really wanted to meet her simply because of what she's been through. And it really does just encapsulate exactly what's going on and what's at stake for these workers on the front line.
In the beginning, there was a lot of scrambling because we knew very little about the virus in particular.
Just as the school shut down, just as we were getting to know an unwelcome guest named COVID-19.
One day we went to work and the hallways were clear. We were taking care of regular patients. And then the next week, it was just everything in the hallways. How do we contain everything? How do we keep our patients safe? And how do we keep ourselves safe?
Monique Morris, a healthcare hero, a nurse at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, was about to confront the virus literally face to face.
We had gowns and we had masks and things like that, but we did not know that when we were taking care of these patients while we were giving them breathing treatments, that we were actually aerosoling the virus, and it was becoming airborne at that time. So even though we were wearing the proper equipment, to the best of our knowledge, what we knew at the time, I got hyper exposed taking care of a patient that needed breathing treatment before being transferred to the ICU.
And before she knew it, she went from hero to helpless and became a patient herself. The sickest of the sick, just inches from death's door. A newlywed of barely 8 months as she lay dying, suffocating in her own body, alone with her fading thoughts.
There's so many things and dreams that we were already expounding upon. We were trying to start a family and all those things. And all I could think of was, I'm not going to make it back to that if I don't fight harder. I don't make it back to him. I don't make it back to kind of trying to finish those dreams, that soul feeling of that separation from my husband at the time. I felt like I needed to get back to him. I couldn't leave this world and leave him alone.
It's been more than 5 months, and Monique has miraculously cheated death. And though still recovering physically from bouts of exhaustion, the fogginess of what she calls COVID brain, still mastering the no longer simple task of walking, she has faced her victimizer and come out the victor.
Hi, Cassandra. Hey, how are you guys?
She's returned to work and retaken her place amongst the heroes who saved her to become one of them again.
Now, every time I go through those doors, it's just a sense of gratefulness. A sense of gratefulness, knowing that every time I get the opportunity to take a breath and take a step forward, it's just a blessing within it.
I cannot imagine what it was like for her the first time she walked back in those doors. But she's on the mend. She's back in the fight, Karen. She is just one of thousands of true heroes.
Now, Paula, you did mention her mastering walking again. In terms of long-term effects, what does she still struggle with day-to-day things that she has to do? How do things stand there?
Do you know what? A lot of it is a struggle. She was actually on a walker for a long amount of time, and now she's off that walker. But I think it's fair to say that she has to rebuild who she is physically, because this disease attacks you in so many ways that are simply, you can't simply prepare for them.
Right. We simply don't know the long-term effects either. Paula, thank you so much for sharing that story. What a strong woman. True hero. Still ahead.